The future for the CSGO market seems to keep getting better and better. The player count has just gone green again in the past 30 days, the major is coming in October, we've got a new case coming after that, and what should be a new operation either at the same time or shortly after that. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about why I think we're going to see record highs in CSGO skin prices unlike we've ever seen before, and not just with operation investing skins that I've covered in the past, but with play skins as well, including knives. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe if you're in the majority of people that watch these videos and aren't yet. And just before we get into it, let's talk about our sponsor, Skinport. Skinport has 170,000 plus skins on their site, so you can find anything you want. And those skins can be anywhere from 20 to 30% off Steam market price. Looking to finesse a top tier AK like a Fire Serpent for cheap? Well, you can get it on Skinport for only $565, while on the Steam market, it would cost you over $780. And of course, there's no hidden fees or anything like that when you buy. It's always the number you pay on your screen, whether for buying or selling, so you always know what you're paying for and receiving. And if you are looking to sell skins for real money, they're of course great for that as well. For items over $1,000, they only have a 6% selling fee, and they're a completely safe and trustworthy site with a 4.9 rating on Trustpilot. So be sure to sign up with that link in the description today, helps me out a ton and helps you save a ton of money. But for now, let's get right into the video. Okay, so I already briefly mentioned why I think CSGO is headed for new heights, but let's get into specifics a bit more, starting with the player count. Before COVID started, player count averages were in the low 400,000s to mid 500,000s until we saw them jump to record highs with COVID shutting everything down, and now they've been a bit up and down with operations, and most recently with it being summertime and people being able to go back to their jobs and all that with COVID dying down. And with summertime, CSGO player count always drops as well. So with a lack of content and all of that other stuff, we've just been seeing player counts drop off. But it's not nearly as bad as it seems, because we're still at a 500,000 average player count that was the peak before COVID. So it's not like the game is dying, we're still doing incredibly well for player count. The numbers have been completely maintained, even after people are going back to work after COVID. So all in all, in my eyes, when we pair this with the stuff I talked about earlier, fall/winter months coming, a new major that's on land that people have been waiting ages for, and a new case/hopefully operation, CSGO player count numbers should be higher than ever. Because once again, we're still at an incredibly high average player count that seems to have flattened out and is going to start increasing again with all this new content. Obviously, more players should mean more skins are going to go up in price, since, more people are going to want skins, but exactly how drastically? Well, let's just take a look at the Fire Serpent, a random high tier skin. It's had two recent pretty significant spikes. We're only going to focus on the second one here though, that clearly happened when player counts were inflated in late 2019 to the first half of 2020. The metrics completely line up with the player count jumping up, so it would only make sense. More players, more people are going to be wanting to buy skins, especially if hundreds of thousands of people are coming into the game, which means not only as an investor should you be making money, but if you own play skins that are popular, we should see a significant increase in a lot of their prices as well. I just showed you it with the Fire Serpent, but there's tons of more options out there that you can still make money with. But the thing is, that's not even the best news. Now we compare that with a potential new operation that's hopefully coming in a few months after the major. We saw what happened last time when people realized that Valve don't look like they want to reuse the collections for more than one operation. It caused a huge spike in skins from Shattered Web, so with this boost in player count right off the major, and in my eyes, since COVID restrictions are loosening more people are going to have jobs and be willing to spend money on investing/skins, I think we're going to see the CSGO market hit record highs, or at least do incredibly well. Which is why I once again, as I always seem to say in my videos at this point, think now is a great time to buy before we hit this phase with the major coming out, with more players coming back during the fall, and of course a whole lot of new content. Buying in a dry period like this may seem like a bad idea because you don't really see skins going anywhere up in price like they were a few months ago, but it just makes sense. You kind of have to buy in a dry period like this. You don't want to buy when everything's exploding and going up in price because number one, you can potentially buy at a peak and lose a ton of money, and number two, you're just missing out on profit either way. And the thing is, buying in on skins wouldn't really just be the best of this. Cases are definitely an option to look at as well. In May, one of the months with peak CSGO player counts, we saw about 26 million cases being opened, while most recently in July, we saw quote unquote only 21 million opened. Obviously, that's still a lot, but still 5 million less than peak months. So more players, of course, means more players opening cases, which is great for case investors. We saw this, for example, in the breakout case. Similar to the Fire Serpent, we saw these cases start to take off as player counts started to increase, but recently had a really noticeable spike just based off investing hype, which died down really quickly. But the increase that happened months before it is definitely based off the player count alone. So once again, this increase in player count that will come with very hyped content coming to the game will cause a boom in the economy in my eyes. Not just in investing skins either, but cases and play skins as well, because there's just hundreds of thousands of more players coming to the game. And with so many investors getting into CSGO nowadays and holding on to rarer skins, we've seen skins reach heights unlike ever before, and it's not like it's just because player counts have dropped back to their normal levels that skins are going to as well. They're still up a lot more than they were when player counts first spiked, and we're just coming off the summer correction as well and starting to flatten out. So with more players in my eyes, the next spike shouldn't be too far off. And since we have so many people that came to the game because of COVID and have bought investing skins just to hold on to them for now, obviously they're going to be more limited, which means they're potentially going to go off in price a lot more, which is why I think we could reach record heights the next time more players come around to the game and more people are buying skins. But overall, as I always have to say so I do not get sued, this is just my own opinion. It is advice that I would 100% value and am following right now, but it's also based on past trends and my experience from spending 6+ years in the CSGO market. But I cannot give each and every one of you a guarantee of profit, so invest at your own risk, be safe, be smart, and most importantly, be patient. But besides all that, I think that does wrap it up for this video, so if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, check out some of my other videos if you enjoyed. A lot of my recent videos go more in depth about which play skins to look at buying and knives you can get on a budget. And last but not least, don't forget to check out the homies over at Skinport to save yourself some money getting some new skins. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.